Hello, I hope everyone's doing great. So, I saw that progressive officials around the world have been taking on this challenge to summarize 1 year of achievements in 1 minute and 2 years of achievements in 2 minutes. And I thought I should give it a try and tell you what me and my team have been up to this year, this quite challenging year of 2020, how we've been trying to adapt and continue our work, but also come up with new initiatives to respond to this situation that we are all in. So I'm going to try my best. Set the clock. Ready? All right, let's go. I kicked off this year with missions to South Sudan, Japan, and Papua New Guinea, where I had the opportunity to meet young people from all corners and officials and UN in those countries to advocate for the implementation of the UN's youth strategy. As the COVID-19 pandemic emerged, we supported young people by organizing a mental health webinar series called Coping with COVID, providing them a platform for genuine connection with a specific focus on vulnerable groups like youth living with disabilities, indigenous young people, and young LGBTIQ+ people. We also commissioned a blog series highlighting more than 130 youth organizations and activists from across the world focused on the ways that young people are leading the charge in responding to the pandemic. We also prepared many advocacy briefs, events, meetings, and documents to highlight the unique needs of young people during the pandemic and urged policymakers to consider those needs in their pandemic response. In support of the UN 75th anniversary this year, we facilitated inputs from thousands of young people on their vision for the future of multilateralism and the UN, including through a virtual town hall, virtual youth plenary, and online surveys. The Lead the New Normal essay competition we ran in collaboration with DevEx received more than 800 entries from around the world and served as a platform for young people to come forward and define their new normal by providing ideas, solutions, and suggestions for a better future. In terms of climate action, we continued amplifying the voices of young climate activists, including supporting the appointment of the UN Secretary General's Youth Advisory Group on Climate Change. The Reach Not Preach platform and the Youth for Climate Live webinar series brought together climate activists and policymakers from across generations and sectors to build momentum ahead of COP26 next year. To mark the 5th anniversary of the landmark Security Council Resolution 2250 on youth, peace and security and the 20th anniversary of Resolution 1325 on women, peace and security, we ran a campaign called Youth Lead on Women, Peace and Security, where we highlighted the voices and stories of young women peacebuilders around the world. We also saw the launch of the UN Secretary General's first report on youth, peace and security to the UN Security Council and the adoption of the Resolution 2535. In the spirit of ending unpaid internships at the UN, we partnered with UN volunteers to establish a paid youth fellowships program for our office designed to serve as a model for equal opportunities for young people at the UN. Alongside International Youth Day this August, we hosted a month-long campaign called 31 Days of Youth to showcase a diversity of youth-led efforts from around the world and across the UN system. During the UN General Assembly week, we announced our new class of 17 young leaders for sustainable development goals selected from nearly 8,000 applications from around the world. Lastly, in the spirit of the second anniversary of the UN's Youth 2030 strategy, we collaborated with Twitter to create the first ever youth lead emoji designed by young people for young people, establishing a dedicated channel through which young people everywhere can share their views and institutions UN can listen and amplify their voices and leadership on these important issues. We have also developed a package of support to the UN country teams in the field to facilitate the implementation of the youth strategy, including a scorecard, a guidance, and a toolkit. And we are currently working on this package with the first stocktake report to highlight concrete achievements for next year. Phew, I think that went terribly over time, and that certainly did not cover nearly everything we have accomplished over the past year together with partners, but hopefully it helps give an idea of the vast diversity of ways we have been working with and for young people this year. You can read more in our annual report, and I just want to say that this year reaffirmed to me the leadership, the resilience, and the agency of young people around the world in the way that they have been facing this pandemic head on and coming up with solutions not just for themselves but for their communities. I'm deeply inspired by the leadership that young people have shown in this time of crisis, and I really look forward to 2021 to work hand in hand with them to create a just, fair, sustainable world for all of us. Thank you.